Hi, I'm Stan Oli, the Playmate Ball Machines Product Marketing Specialist, and I'm here to give you some tips on reinstalling your Playmate control panel. Now, we've had our Playmate control panel out for service. We've just received it. If you have any reservations in doing this process, please call the factory at 800-776-6770, and we'll contact your local authorized sales and service center to help you out with this. Now, as we get started, you can see I've got my machine on a cardboard to protect the hopper from being scratched or damaged, and I also have it on a box back here to protect any antenna from being smashed or damaged on the ground. First thing I'm going to do is take my control panel and I'm going to drop it in here at the bottom, and I've got my power cord coming out here through the bottom. Just going to fish that through, and now I'm ready to screw it in. Make sure you have your screws and your little split lock washers here. I like to hold it in place with my left hand so I can set up the screw, and we'll go ahead and tighten these guys down. I don't tighten it down all the way at first to make sure I can get all the screws in place. Just kind of center the screws and get each one going. This last one should have a restraint on it. So I'll go ahead and tighten that one all the way down. And now I'm ready to go ahead and tighten the rest of them all the way down. All right, so now we're ready to start installing the plugs. As you can see, there's kind of wires everywhere here. We want to make sure that we look for the number 5 wire first. We're going to start with the wires close to us and work our way down. We want to make sure there's nothing in the way of this number 5 wire. It doesn't seem like there is. We're going to go ahead and plug it in. And I always call this like a bunny ear here. And I kind of have like a little bunny ear there, pushing that back against the cabinet. We want to make sure there's like a nice straight line for all these wires to be harnessed against the back wall there. Now I'm going to search for the number 4 wire. Again, make sure there's nothing in its way. And I'm going to plug in the number 4 wire. Again, it's a little longer as well, so I do a little bunny ear on that as well. So now we're looking for the number 3 wire. Again, we want to make sure it's standalone, it's not tangled with any of the other wires. Plug it in. Number 2. And now my hand's a little tight there, so I can actually move this whole assembly out of the way so I can access the number 2 plug. And now I've put in number 1. And now this last one is the next to last one actually is the phone cable. And we're gonna plug it in next. And it may have slipped into your hopper like that. So you may have to reach down into the hopper and find that phone cable. And it's going to go into the very last slot down here. Like that. Now, the last one here that we're going to plug in is the number 6 wire. And the reason why we skipped 6 and went to the phone wire is because there's a series of empty plugs here. I want to make sure this number 6 wire goes in right next to the phone jack. And so, being the phone jack is already plugged in, it makes it quite easy to find that. And so, as you can see here, all these wires are bundled nicely. They're all pushed up against the wall. Now, we're ready to go ahead and plug in our retractable cables, again on the side of the ball machine. And any of the other retractable cables here that we have for our remote boxes. And now we're ready to plug in the ball machine. and we're ready for testing. Again, if you have any difficulties in this process, stop, call the factory at 800-776-6770. We'd be happy to help you out. Thank you for your support of Playmate products.